Okay, step one. Ready? Okay, now we have a line going across. Hi there. Okay. Yeah, well, you're going to have to watch and see, ma'am. Okay, step two. I'm clipping a beaner to my rope, which is directed to Hector on the balcony. Okay, now if you notice, there's 4 bolts at the bottom attaching this guardrail. It's not load bearing, it's redirect. My rope's not actually attached to it, it's just going to hold me in place. So as I swing in, the monkey man here is going to lose the slack. So every time I swing in, I stay there. And then I swing in farther, I stay there until I maneuver myself past this thing and onto this big wall so I can access it. Okay, sorry I couldn't demonstrate that part, but I can hold a camera and swing. Now my rope is coming down underneath this overhang. I'm beanered right here. Okay, there's my fist going down. And now I'm centered to paint a large portion of this wall. The rig's not as yet complete. Hector is completing the tie, nice and snug to that 4-bolted guardrail base. And we still have to rig this line to come in so Hector can get beside me here. In order to do that, he's going to rig it and then rappel down this 3rd line, because he's not going to be able to set his chair up there. After his rope is redirected, he'll be able to set his chair from this bottom balcony here, or the 2nd balcony, and then he'll be right beside me to continue this draw. Now he is tying a hitch with limited space to put your arms in there, of course. It wasn't designed for this. But this is what's going to keep me anchored in place. This is step 1 of the impossible access that nobody, and they've tried to get other people to do this, nobody has the elite skills required to figure something like this out. It requires teamwork and preparation, and you have to think it through. But this is totally safe, compo legal, because I am not actually tied to that guardrail. It is a redirect, not load bearing, as is Hector's rope going to be after he's finished this rig. What he's tying right there is a hitch, and that should be sufficient to hold me in place. That's good. Okay, now pull your 2nd line, one that's not in use, but that has the rope protector at the top. Pull that in. Yeah, that's good. Tie an 8 with the other end of the rope. Like I pull it from around there. I don't know why you wrapped it there, but get an 8. It's going to take a little while. Okay. Dr. Trejo, my lead hand, is now tying an 8 around line setup 2 out of the 3 that we have. Actually, this is a double 8 he's tying. Sliding it to the bottom. He's got to pull that end around through the... Actually, move that pole and you can just slide it. Yeah. Okay. He wants that rope to be right at the bottom. Okay, pull it. Pull it as far as you can and then slide the 8 down once you get it over to this corner. There you go, perfect. It's a little bit lower, right there. Okay, perfect. Now tie it back to the. Do you have enough slack to go to the far corner? Okay, tie it to the. Yeah, so we are. Although it looks like we're both tying to the same redirect, in fact we are not. His is just going beside it, and he's actually tying to the other 4-bolted base. No, that one's a 2-bolted base. Is that 4 bolts there? Okay, as long as it has 4 bolts, it should be sturdy enough to, yeah, if it has 4 bolts. Often guardrails in the middle only have 2. In this case, I guess because it's a penthouse, they have 4. Any place that there's 4 bolts will serve as a redirect. We are tying at the bottom, not the top, so there's no tension on the glass. There's no tension on the guardrail itself other than the base of it. We would certainly not want to have enough tension on this glass that it breaks and falls on our head while we're descending down this drop. So we have 1 rope coming down there. Come around to here. 1 rope coming from up there. Of course, my safety line is independent right beside me. It's not being redirected. We're situated underneath this massive overhang. The soffit has already been painted. This wall here has already been painted. What remains, of course, is this big wall below us. It's now it's done. Hector is just touching up where we have scuffed in our rig attempt. Now what he's going to do next is he's going to get back into his chair, which is on line setup 3, with this product. We're leaving the long pole up here as we'll have to retrieve it when we undo this rig, likely tomorrow. I'm sure the residents don't mind, or at least understand. The reason he is doing this way, as opposed... Are you going to be able to grab your cut can like that, Hector? Okay. The reason he's doing this, as opposed, is because for him to set his chair here, it would have to be lower than that redirect, which means it would be hanging here and he'd have to crawl down the guardrail to get into it, which we could do, but it greatly increases the danger level of what we're doing. And I rather work smart than not and have someone die. So this is something planned out and being executed like clockwork. The product of good communication, experience, and know-how. And above all, confidence in yourself. If you can see yourself doing something and it follows the laws of physics and you have the courage, you can execute it. Okay, now he's descending down to balcony number 2. He's placing his paint inside so he doesn't have a spill.
I don't think that'll be in the way, ma'am. That's okay. He's just going to be doing a transfer. You could grab that cut can from his hand if you really want to help and just put it on the floor. Just put it on the floor or someplace. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Very kind of you. Okay, now that his paint is safely inside, he's going to get out of his chair in the monkey man way, which is not quite as slick as the spider can way, but still effective. Just takes a little longer. Now he's removing his chair and his fist from line 3. And we'll be setting it here on line 2, along with, of course, his safety line. Line grab is now attached. Set your fist first. No, he's going to be jumping over there in 5 seconds. Yeah, he's not staying here.
I admire you. I admire.
Oh, thank you. I've been doing this for 15 years, and this man has been doing it for 6. Well, it's certainly an exhilarating job.
Right.
Oh, yes, yeah, you have to very much plan things out.
Okay.
Well, his fist is set, and his chair is set. Myself, Hector, I would put the paint already on your chair because it's not like you're coming off differently. So hang the paint from your chair. I think your chair is pretty low and you're gonna have stretch, right? So I don't understand why, if your chair is gonna be that low and you got to step into it, I would have my chair level with the guardrail. Yes, well, you do things your way, that's fine. I will rip on you later if you make a mistake, don't worry. Yes, your fist is fine. You just need, are you going to be able to reach your paint after you're in? See, now we just transferred over. And he is now on the rope where we can work together and access this wall. He's retrieving his paint. Turn and face the wall. You may need your pole to reach up because you're so low. Yeah, you'll need your pole. Okay, well, we are now in a position where we can paint this wall. I will not film the whole thing, but I will take a shot after it's done.